Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're over at the website for the Rodale Institute. Great website, great institution. They have a lot of good scientific data on organic farming. This article is about compost. Now, they start off talking about the raw ingredients. Plant residues are great. Straw from rice or wheat or barley or any other type of grain out there. They have a lot of plant residues that are left over, like straw. If you are farming in a field already, don't take all your straw, though, for the compost pile. Make sure you leave some of that residual plant material in the field to hold the soil in place. Now, you want to make sure you add some nitrogen to there as well. They call it the mix of the brown and the green, the brown being the carbon-based or anything that's growing out of the ground, more or less. And then the green would be the nitrogen-based or the manures, and basically animal poop and pee. It's as simple as that. Now, not all manures are built the same. If you have horse manure in your compost, you're going to want to wait for a full year. Rabbit manure, worm manure, cow manure doesn't require that long of a period to compost down into usable compost for your garden where it won't burn up all your plants. So make sure you get some good ingredients, and you want to mix about 5 to 1, 5 carbon-based for every 1 nitrogen-based. And they talk about the micromanagement. You have to have some good bacteria in there. If you already have an existing compost pile, take a bit of that compost and put it in with the new material to help start it up. You can buy some other beneficial bacterium and fungi that's out there. If you leave it long enough, the natural bacteria and fungi of your area is going to help. You could also just dig some dirt out of a local forest and put it in your compost pile. That could help. Make sure you keep it moist and have some airflow going. Not too moist. If you get a lot of moisture in there, maybe have a cover that you can put up over it. Not paper-based, because it gets really hot. And that leads us to temperature control. Organic standards require to be at 131 and 170 Fahrenheit for 15 consecutive days. One of the only major tools you need is about a 3 or 4 foot compost thermometer. You can get it at a lot of good gardening supply shops. But you have to measure it right at the middle of the pile, and you want to turn it multiple times in that period. I think they say 5 times within that 15 days. And you want to make sure the compost keeps heating up after you turn it. So you check that thermometer about a day later, a few hours later. I'm sure for organic standards, you have to keep very, very precise records. That's why getting true organic certified compost is so hard to get and expensive. You want to make sure you have an even heat pattern, and you want to make sure it's done and ready to go. If it is too wet or sloppy, you want to turn it over and let it dry out. If it's too dry, add some moisture. If you can recognize some of the materials, like the leftover lettuces or straws, it's not done enough, unless you put wood chips in there. And like horse manure, it needs to compost for a year. Wood chips do. And even after a year, they're still going to be somewhat recognizable, but their cash on exchange capacity will be filled up. That's like the fuel tank for nutrition. Now, there is a lot more detail in this article than what I just went over, so I'm going to link to it in the description. And if you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.